Hi guys, so this is the second video where I am explaining the step-by-step process of solving for x in a quadratic equation using completing the squares method. So if you are given this kind of equation where the coefficient of x squared is not equal to 1, so here we've got it to be 2. So the next thing you should think of is to divide through by the coefficient of x squared. So if we are going to do that, we are going to be having 2x squared divided by 2 minus 3 divided by 2x equal to, by the time we add 1 to both sides, we are going to be having 1 here, and also we divide it by 2. Since we are dividing through, we are dividing the both sides by 2. So this is what we are going to be having at the end of the day. So 2x squared divided by 2 is going to give us just x squared, and we've got minus 3 over 2x equals to 1 over 2. So the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be taking the coefficient of x. So we take the coefficient of x, which is minus 3 over 2. We divide it by 2. So we square it and add the result to both sides of the equation. So if we are going to be doing that, this is exactly where we are going to arrive at. So we say we take the coefficient of x, which is minus 3 over 2, and we say we divide it by 2. That's the same as multiplying it by 1 over 2, multiplying it by half, we divide by 2. Then the next thing is that we square it. That's exactly what we are doing here. We square it and then we add it to both sides of the equation. So that's exactly what we are doing here. We are adding it, we are adding this and a copy of it as well to both sides of the equation. That's the next step if we are using completing the squares method. So if we are going to simplify what we have in these brackets, we arrive at this point whereby this remains the same, x squared minus 3 over 2x plus, then we have to simplify what we have in this bracket, and as a result we are going to be having negative 3 divided by, because 1 times minus 3 is going to give us negative 3 and 2 times 2 is going to give us 4. So because we are going to square this at the end of the day, so the negative there doesn't really have any effect, because negative multiplied by negative would always give us positive. For example, minus 1 times minus 1 will still be plus 1. So the negative there doesn't really have any effect. So the result of this is effectively 3 over 4. Alright, now over here we actually solve what we have here completely. We are not going to be doing that here completely. What we did here is just solve what we have in the bracket, and we do not solve it completely to the extent that we are going to be getting rid of this square. We do not square this 3, we do not square this 4. We just allow what we have in the bracket to remain, because at the end of the day we are going to be taking the square root of both sides. So keep that in mind, that on this left hand side we just let this square to remain, and we only solve what we have, we only simplify what we have in the brackets. Now over this side we make sure we solve everything completely. That's the reason why 3 over 4 is in turn equals 3 over 4 square will give us 9 over 16. So we are going to further simplify this, and we are going to be getting 1 over 2 plus 9 over 16 is going to give us this if we simplify it. But on this left hand side we are going to take x here, then we take the coefficient of, we take the symbol, the sign of the coefficient of x here, then we take whatever is we have inside this bracket after we've already broken it down to the simplest value here. So let me repeat that again. We take x to be here, only x to be here. We take whatever symbol or sign we have here, which is a sign of the coefficient of x to be here, and we take whatever we are left with in this bracket to be here. Then we square that and we persist the square root here to be equals to whatever result we are able to get here. We simplify this to get to this point, and that is giving us 17 over 16. Alright, so at the end of the day, if we simplify that, we are just going to be having x minus 3 over 4 squared equals to 17 over 16. So the next thing to do at this junction is to take the square root of both sides. So if we are taking the square root of both sides, this is what we have. Square root this equals to square root this as well. So if we take the square root of this 17 over 16, we are going to be left with square root 17 over square root 16, and that just gives us square root 17 over 4. Alright, so keep in mind that taking the square root of this just cancels, square root just cancels this square. So we're going to be left with just x minus 3 over 4 equals to square root 17 over 4. So the next thing we just are going to do is to add 3 over 4 to both sides so that we get this constant here. Just seeing a little error that was made here. It is add, the next step is add 3 over 4 to both sides of the equation. So I want to see if I can quickly make a little correction here. 3 over 4. I do hope you understand what is going on here. So I'm adding 3 over 4 to both sides. Alright, so if we are going to be adding 3 over 4 to both sides, this is what we'll be having. Minus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4, that just cancels each other, so that makes s to remain on the left hand side basically. And adding 3 over 4 to the other side, we have 3 over 4 plus square root 17 over 4. So adding that, we are going to be having 3 plus or minus square root 17 over 4. That's because of the fact that the square root of 17, whatever the result of that is, can have a positive symbol and can also have negative symbol, just like the square root of 9 can be positive 3 and it can also be negative 3. Hope you get the logic behind that. Alright, so moving on, if we are going to simplify that, we get x equals 3 plus or minus square root 17 over 4, and that will lead us to be having two answers for x. So x is either 3 plus square root 17 over 4, or x can also be 3 minus square root 17 over 4. So if you are going to break that down with your calculator, we are going to be having x to be 1.78, or x equals to negative 0.28. Alright.